And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age Struggle for Freedom. This is part 14, if I remember right. So last we checked off, we made it at this point at the Dreadnought Leaviathan. Now we go on further in to fight more soldiers. I was kind of like recording to see how well this would go on my first take. And this is actually a heck of a lot harder than I anticipated because of the I think it's more the damage the increased damage output of the grunts, not so much. Well, yeah, the damage output and the and the amount that come at you at once. I think it's one more. I want to say than vanilla version of this. Don't quote me on it, but I didn't anticipate. Then again, this is a mod we're talking about here. There always gonna be something different about mods, no matter what you're playing. So I probably shouldn't be too surprised over how a section of the game or a dungeon or whatever is normally quite easy, but actually is a little bit harder because you're not quite you're not quite adept to preparing for something like that. And plus, you normally wouldn't be carrying like 99 potions around, but then again, that's just how it goes. I would definitely stock up on high potions though, the soonest chance that you get. That's because just 120 to 150 healing isn't really gonna quite cut it these days, and plus you don't have Cura either, so that's another problem. So if you are gonna be running around and attacking a horde, definitely bring Cura. That was the mindset I had, but unfortunately, I'm only stuck with just Cure, and only Frank can just use Cure at the moment. So I'll have to wait till I get some more party members here, which thankfully will be coming up pretty soon. So if you are playing this for the first time, or if you're at least playing the newer version of this, my advice: try not to trip as many security wires as you can, because it'll just make it harder. I unfortunately don't do that because my mindset is just kill everything in my way and then reap the rewards later on. Unfortunately, though, as you'll see in a few minutes, not everything's worth going after. So lesson learned. Don't play recklessly in this type of game like I tend to do, and just run into stuff. Although you could try, my advice would be even there, if you can't quite beat them all up, or you're down to the very, very last party member, just run. Just run because, like the game will tell you before, there are some fights that just aren't worth winning here. I guess while that's going on, I can talk about how my day's been going. I know I haven't uploaded videos like this in at least a couple of weeks in between arena streams. I was also trying to get some work going as well, like, you know, real life work. It's just been a weird last few weeks for me in terms of what job I'll be working at next, trying to get that situation straightened out. You know how life goes. So for those of you that understand where I'm coming from, I thank you very much for your understanding, and I hope you continue to stay tuned to this playthrough, and I'll try to upload them at a much more consistent rate than I normally would. Oh yeah, another thing too though is that you definitely want to be rocking antidotes too, as many as you can carry. Because the Maguses will definitely cast poison. Okay, let's see. As far as what else has been going on, Not much, you know. I'm going to be turning 31 in a couple of days. I'm recording this as of October 18th. Played and beaten all 10 classic Mega Man games. We'll probably get to Mega Man 11 at some point. I've heard decent things about it so far. And I've seen a friend of mine play it as a demo, so I'm kind of pretty curious about that myself. There's the potion here, pretty sweet. Although, I am gonna need more than a potion for me to help me here. Like, cure emotes would be pretty nice. But I don't even have. Well, we don't even have access to those yet. I mean, you'd be amazed that even though you might bring a suitable amount of potions, you'd be amazed at how many of them you can just piss away just because of the damage you're taking from these guys. It's rather astonishing. You do occasionally get money from them as well, which is nice and all. Another thing I can definitely recommend if you're gonna struggle, definitely start a chain here, because you will reap better rewards and get some additional healing along the way. That's another benefit to starting a massive chain here. So you could theoretically grind for potions if you wanted to. It's just that potions aren't really quite cutting it at this point, considering our HP is really high. I know there are accessories that can help mitigate that, like maybe the gauntlet for, I think it's the gauntlets if I'm remembering this right. The one where it'll increase your defense if you're in critical, giving you at least somewhat of more of a chance to heal up. Ugh, God, this cough. Oh yeah, another thing to note too is that if you have been saving up on the elemental motes, like the darks or aqua or the winds, definitely use those in the upcoming mid-boss battle. Like you see all the notes I already have and whatnot, all the usable items. You can probably get away with using probably one of your Cotton to Bind, but I would definitely save them for the boss that's coming up. At least for this section. At least for this section of the game. Right, whack, whack, whack. Yeah. I hate when that happens too. When you have to absolutely when you have to heal everyone because they're all poisoned. I'm pretty sure Poisima, and this is me going off the top of my head here. It's not me looking at a guide or anything. I'm pretty certain that Poisina, I think targets everyone just like Blinded does, so that's the assumption I'm going by here. Of course, running around tossing antidotes at everyone, I guess, can also help. There we go, got some more Phoenix Downs. Thankfully, I got plenty of Phoenix Downs too, and they're not like that expensive at all. So that's definitely a good thing. You might have noticed too that I was also activating the safety releases for the control room. That's because I can use it as a shortcut to get to where I need to go. Alright, level up. Very nice. And you also want to make sure that every character in your party at least has a quickening ready, which is something I would say for like the major bosses. And somehow someone tripped the wire as soon as it appeared. Another thing too is, as you might see in a bit, while the alarm is going on, you can't release the safety. You can't do something about the safety release because the alarm's going off. So you have to wait for the alarm to settle down, and then you can release the door. Oh, someone set it off again. See, when you see a warning right there, you can't activate the release because then nothing happens. I wasn't catching on what was going on at the time because I was just taking a little sip of my drink there. I was like, oh, and then I just remembered. That's right. I have to wait for the alarm to settle down. Now I activate the release. Oh man. Okay, so now, yeah, something that popped into my Discord, which I'll get to in a little bit. So yeah, straight ahead is the boss door, but you can always walk around the whole area in case you want to get some more experience, which I do here. Although, just because you see me do it, that doesn't mean you should do. You do as I say and not as I do. I'll put it like that. If you're gonna be at low health and you want to take out the boss now, just go straight into the door and take him out. Don't do what I'm about to do here, because that's just me trying to be ballsy. A little bit too greedy, I should say. Yeah, because if you could walk around left or right, you're gonna get swarmed by guards, most likely. So I believe this is the second instance I can think of right now, where I find myself in a very dire situation. Because again, I thought I can take him at that point, but as you're about to see here, no, siree. I find myself in a lot of trouble. Like, realistically, this is what would happen. Like, this is what would realistically happen. Yeah, again, if I had Cura, then I would probably take him on myself at the level I am, but I'm not. Yeah, see, look at that. Everyone's just going down like a sack of bricks. And there's not really much I can do about that. And I didn't want to waste a quickening either because of what will be coming up. But I ran out of potions too, because again, like I said, it's pretty amazing over how much of a beatdown you can be on the receiving end of, and then all your potions just go away just like that. Not to mention the Magus' Blizzard now all of a sudden have an AoE. That's another thing that makes it a little bit harder. If this was, again, if this was a vanilla, you could probably do this as it is, no problem. But, yep, second instance of a game over. Not going to edit that out. Thankfully though, because the game auto-saves, you can just pick up right where from you left off. Kind of missing the fact that Larsa is no longer in the party, because again, Cura is boss here. And you're not going to get that for quite some time, unfortunately, so you're just stuck with just measly Cure. Although then again, if I remember correctly, Bosch's Paladin class can also get Cura. And I believe Kiraga and Kiraja, if I'm remembering this correctly. So this attempt I do actually go for it again, you know, the all the way around. Except this time I think I walk in with much more health. So maybe you kind of can, but if you're gonna do it, make sure you're close to high HP as possible. There's no question about that. Yeah, I decided to give up on stealing here and decided to just basically, alright, you want to go AoE? I'll go AoE with you. Thankfully with Fran, I decided to go for silence on the Magus here because, you know, that will stop them from destroying me with their AoE attacks. But that also presents another problem, is that there's still like a shit ton of enemies on the same screen. And once again, I find myself in a little bit of a pickle here. And I have to use up some of my high potions too, on top of that as well. I mean, not that I can't buy high potions at a later point, of course, but still, it's just one of those things where, you kind of wish you would save them, but you kind of can't either. Thankfully, high potions are still a thing. Excuse me. I really can't wait to teach Fran charge. That way she'll be a little bit more useful as a caster, without a doubt. Alright, finally one of them goes down. So another potion. Whoop-dee. Alright, go for another cure. Yeah, curing for 200 isn't exactly gonna help me too much, but I can only do what I can here, right? Yeah, I decided here, this is not, no, don't, damn you, no, think about this past me, think about this. Oh yeah, I remember what I'm doing, I'm just, I remember just trying to run around a bit so I can just heal everybody up. With many cure spells as I can muster here. And I also take a moment to, level up my characters as well, via license board. I think a Chopper Mangosh would be pretty helpful here. Yeah, kind of can't wait to get that Partisan equipped. Would be pretty nice, but I have to LP grind a few more times. Yeah, I'm still a bit ways away from getting whatchamacallit, charge, yeah. Alright, I guess I decided to go for it here because I healed up quite a bit here. And it's the same beatdown process as before, except this time, well, just like last time, I also find myself in a bit of a pickle. Oh boy, me trying to stay alive here because of this friggin' Magus. Now I think I should be okay to go. Oh no. Well, I guess first aid is sort of doing this thing. Acting as a first aid here. And oh no, I tripped the wire again. And I was just thinking to myself, really? Really? Well, at least I'm getting, I guess, some money out of it, I suppose. And plus, I guess experience is experience. Thankfully I have Bosch in the back, just in case. Decided to toss around a couple high potions because I kind of need it. And now I'm back to Phoenix down spamming again. Hooray! And I think I just made it out of there by the skin of my teeth. And I'm pretty sure it won't be the last time that I'll run into something like this. Believe me, there will be plenty of other instances where I'm gonna like just barely survive after getting like a game over or something. Cause I guess that's the barren way to play. Got a warp mode too. That's pretty sweet. Okay, now at this point, I do decide to heal up one more time before, well, as well as I should anyways. High potions aplenty. Alright, and it's boss time. Just about boss time anyways. They'll just check in to see if I need to do anything. Didn't think so. Okay. So, the gimmick to the central block here is there'll be 2 judges you have to fight, along with 4 soldiers. The quickest way to win this fight is to take down the 2 judges, and then the soldiers would just retreat on their own. Kind of like, in a way, Final Fantasy IV, where Cecil has to defend Rydia against the captain and the 2 soldiers. If you kill the 2 soldiers, the captain will run away. But if you kill the captain after killing one of the soldiers, then you get the most experience. So I'm trying to see, well, yeah, this is what you want. You want to line up as many as you can. While not taking way too much damage, line up as best as you can and get all the motes ready. Because they do actually a decent, they actually do a decent number of damage, and I have no idea what got me with HP sap, but HP sap is basically a worse version of poison. Your HP goes down really, really quick. And if you can, like how I'm somehow able to do it here. If you can target everyone within an AoE radius, go for it. Absolutely go for it. As you can see here, one of the multi used was able to take down one of the judges. Was able to take down one of the enemies here pretty quickly. Now we're down to the 2 judges. For some reason, I thought Vospler was still on the verge of being petrified, but I guess not. Knot of Rust is only gonna do what the random amount of damage it was, so I guess it was worth a go. And of course, the physical attacks can also inflict slow, so you also want to be on the lookout for that. So as long as you're able to keep your HP up, like I'm kind of able to do here, with considering my resources are rather limited, then I think you should have no problem with this fight. Yeah, that chain level's already gotten pretty high at this point. And that's it. Nice. Okay. So thankfully, up ahead, there is going to be a shop that we can go to. So we're definitely going to be doing that in the next video and stock back up, because it took quite a bit out of me just to be able to get there, you know, resource-wise. So I'm hoping to fill all that back up. So thank you once again, guys, for watching. And next time we meet, we are going to rescue Princess Ashe, and hope we can get Penelo off this airship as well, and then move on back to Rabanastre. Till then, thanks for watching.